secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not borrowed books. Oh my god, yo, it's objection, boys. Eh? What? Doctor, know of any other bookshop? Yeah, yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. Or Borrowman. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection!
You didn't do your due diligence, Inspector? But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection!
Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection!
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street mat here, if that might be of help. Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. The defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books. And yes, he would have almost certainly passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookstore, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Could it be true? My. It's rather dependent on where the other bookshop is, but I do declare it be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Well, you just said? Absolutely. Absolutely could be right. Objection! Oh, no. Dr. Gregson, where is that Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. Turns out that Your Books, just here on the right corner of near, oh, fuck that word, going east. So it's also possible he could have went right. There you have it. As you can clearly see now, the same location. Oh. I learned Nepenthe's friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. I wonder, is this a reference to the meme before this came out? Where they're like, where's Edgeworth and he's like, you're not just the clown, you're the whole circus. Your future career in the circus. You put that glass down now or I'll put it down for you. I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. The accused are coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books. But he also could have went the other way. No doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. He also, but... Yes, thank you, Inspector. But he also could have gone the other way. Allow me to radiate from my learned, if somewhat slow, Nepenthe's friend. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Ah! As I expected, you can't fool me. I do suggest you try. What do you say, huh? I have enough of this now. Yeah, beg your pardon. Terribly sorry. Would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't give up. What? What do you mean? The prosecution's assertion is correct, and the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsumi is guilty. Ah, she's absolutely right. You must think. You must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. The claim Soseki-san could have passed the location of the incident on his way home from Your Books, but... Okay. He could go this way. It's like probably the same distance. I don't know, it's like math or something. But we could go the other way. Well, we have to raise an objection. We have to raise an objection. The assertion just made by the prosecution, fundamentally flawed. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodging, I assume he could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. Thank you. Okay, I wasn't crazy. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodging without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Taking back to the clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I am compelled to point out that that route is what commonly referred to as the long way around. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, why you're shaking? Are you nervous about this? You know that you're, like, spitting nonsense, dog? The accused took the obvious route back to his lodging and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
But, haha, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsumi which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. Claims he has no recollection. That's right, as I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. There was no exception. He said he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. I don't believe this. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Gray, what say your insightful jurors? Yeah. But even if that is the case, the defense still... Fair play. What are you doing? I agree. Oh wait. I agree with Lord Van Zykes wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean we members of the jury are completely convinced now? Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty!
Oh God.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Their voice, that was so odd. Well, we're about to judicial hearing this, bruh. We're about to crank the summation, judicial summonation. I don't know I forgot what it's called. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. Summation, cross-examination. Come on, Ryunosuke, get up. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo. Get up, get up, get up, Ryunosuke. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. Yeah. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of Quarry, not yet willing to give up and die. Oh my God, you just shot up. I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense prerogative carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Got it. Excuse me. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? I need to drink water. Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with the Nepalese whippersnapper and his on-kiss refusal to throw in his alley.
Water.
Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we will explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Oh god. Summation, judicial, findings. Let's go. The jury's contention. For pity's sake, the little Japanese oddity already admitted himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why couldn't it have only been the victim? Man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. The poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I got work to be doing. Your books, yes. Nice shop, that. The bourbon books. No, not worth the visit. Interesting. Okay. With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, only 2 people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself had admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector the defendant that fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample ground to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsumi's guilt now. Why did he have to run away like that? How are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that no one could see? This is impossible. How could I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. We want to force this trial to continue. Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, for 4 of them at least. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Boom. Just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. The defense's rebuttal. For pity's sake, the little Japanese oddity already admitted to himself, didn't he? I will hold it! Excuse me, but aren't you? Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyways. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. It was all going swimmingly until you started sticking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry. Don't think I forgot how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Ah, well, you know, water under the bridge. That's all sorts of rumors buzzing around. The police have been badgering me nonstop. If I could turn back the clock. Well, anyways, I don't know anything about the Hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. Free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. I almost thought juror number 3 was Mr. First. He said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes and would have been the victim. Hold it! Right, that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Yes, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little Nepalese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let's not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Of course he does. If you miss stabbing her, his life is over. He's obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? Okay, we've got racism here. I can tell you what's going on through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare that the man already made the admission. He himself had stated that there was no one else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. Who else could have possibly committed this awful crime? No one else could have done it. The accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. The argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you're too kind, my lord. That went well for her. The man who wouldn't have gone around the house is on his way back from the bookshop, not a winner.
Hold it!
But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsumi could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like you drew it on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that would count as whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did. Is there? Well, yeah, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true, yes. Western Heights are dark and cold, so the only way I see it, you'd want to go home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is it all this true? Oh, really? The only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. Supposed to be convincing. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. Giving it a lot of thought, though, you know. I didn't make up my mind on a whim like he did. That he did. I mean, if there was something logical reason why he might have gone to the Calabash Road, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in the case. Honestly, I would. The reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. Oh, poor woman was attacked from behind. Was she? How dreadful.
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait a second. I got too many people that I know. But if it's the what's the matter, young man? You're the wife of Mr. Garadab, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsumi his room? Master's wife? Where'd you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid, you understand? He's keeping up the charade. This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? You'd be selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial. Yeah, that's true. That's how jury duty works. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Natsumi, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, does he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsumi look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes, he's just the start. What? Spending all dying shame and day. Oh my god. Spending all his time in the dark and dingy room, sporting the unscrupulous mustache? The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsumi. How could people say such terrible things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, you just called him a you just called him a worm, so. Anyway, better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already. I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up now? What work did we do?
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait a second, no work. Man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't be clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me couldn't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and the kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. Go to the union every morning. Find out what needs to be doing. If you're late in the work taken, though, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supplies, pipes bursting left and right and center. Back where they are after cheap laborers to get the dwarves dug up to fix it. It's hard slog from dawn till dusk it is. So, you were digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. fact, if I remember rightly, oh my god, wait, it's just around the corner from where it was all happened. By the old bookshop it was. What? Another coincidence. That's right, Mirror Scrum Street it was. Mirror Scrum Street. On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point of that? Can we just get this business over with now? Please, sir, it's important. Fine, I'll do it then. The day it happened, I was digging up Mirror Street from dawn till dusk. Okay, well that's why he couldn't. Dun, 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 dun. So if he was digging up that, I can't show you. So if he was digging up here, then he couldn't have crossed through here. So he had to go this way. All right, but let's talk to the old man first. Oh my god, my throat. Hold on. Excuse me. Yes, okay. Hold it, kiddo, wait a minute. Sorry. Hold it, you said? Hold what? No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. You enjoy reading them over a nice cup of cold tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. What time did you visit your books on the day in question? I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. At my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say, exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. Well, what do you mean? I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. Oh my god. Yo, this is the guy. Wait, this is the guy in the great coat! Wait! Right after the snow stopped falling, that's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see? Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry. Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. Dear God. Seems weird. When you talk to him normally, it works. And a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree, it's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Though at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. Well, let's use that to advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly! Oh my god, I fucking love this game. Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. If any of their assertions are at odds, I pit them mercilessly against each other. Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other. Bum 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 bum. Objection! Hold it! These two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel. Explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me. I swear. What? I was just winging this, done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir. What? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map in the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Atsumi visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. On the same day, we now know that there was work being carried out on Mearskrom Street, making it impassable, which means the defendant's route home had to be through Calabash. Could not have been taken along Mearskrom Street and down Briar Road. Oh yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Must have been really good 2 yards or more of that pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodging. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but you see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, my judge, sir, if I may. Yes? I don't think I'm on good conscience. I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Bink! What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, alright then. There's a hole in the prosecution argument. It should be filled, that's what I say. Innocent. We just need 2 more, and I got the idea here, baby. Oh, Mr. Done. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we managed to change a couple of minds at least, strengthening our position somewhat. Yes, and it'll prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. The only question is how did Natsumi's books get over there then? If he did see the old man fall on fucking Calabash Road or whatever it's called, and he dropped his books, how did the books end up on Briar Road? Unless someone moved them, or they're just assuming those, unless she bought 3 books of the exact same name. That'd be really absurd. But, or maybe they didn't really bother to check. They just saw 3 books on his receipt. No, they didn't even know the receipt existed. Well, okay, there's a lot of questions here. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify 1 or more clues or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsumi. We might be able to, with the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we ought to do. Van Zykes is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, counsel. With the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. I say not guilty at this point, so I can see where the trial goes from here. The poor woman was attacked from behind when she dreadful. We said that woman in green collapsed before his eyes. Why could it only been the victim? Okay. I don't know if the pitting actually matters, the order. Whereas digging up roads or digging up the truth, we gotta see it through to the end, haven't you? Flipped over the evening mine on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out, you know.
Objection!
These 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. What? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2? Juror number 6? Whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least 1 fact on which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles, then returned home on foot. But that man says he had no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we're all aware of this. The young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam? My, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account. Oh my god, sorry about that. Kind of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was someone else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy roads in the neighborhood with a U. Oh my! My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, the hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that. My goodness me. Sorry, you need a pee? And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Atsumi saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long road back to his lodging. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the victim was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh my! You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming around there, we would have boxed us off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat? What did you say to me? The crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest style? It's my beautiful green overcoat, is it? Hold it. My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but... Like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you. I would too. What? It is a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well... We got 4 of them, baby. Well, that examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4, and the noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Public opinion is so bad, Kevin. In public. Could have been so churlish of me. Churlish? Hold on. Hold on a second. Churlish, yeah. Could it be so churlish of me to drink from my hollow chalice moments after raising objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zykes? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. Well, what do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Urgh. Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 is undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you have excavated, sir. That's right, it took me the whole day and they paid me measly tuppence for it. Tuppence? Now then, my learned Nepalese friend, tell me. You have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Oh, well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue. We use, feet and inches. That's about 12 feet, right? A yard is 3 feet. I'm 6 feet. That's like almost the whole road. It's like I'm 6 feet. So just add like half of me. That's pretty big. That could cover kind of like a side of a road, maybe. Or is a meter? Wait, no, wait a minute. How much is a yard? Wait a minute, am I stupid? Yard. Yard to meter. Yard to feet. I forgot. Wait, no, it's a yardstick, right? Yeah, I'm still right. Well, yeah. Oh, it's 9 feet. I can't count, but yards is less than 3 meters. Meters? Less than 2 meters. That's not much at all. I completely. That's only 6 feet. I don't. That's as tall as me. Almost. I'm taller than that. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor with a heel. I'm British. Never mind, I take it back. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Ugh, me? Well, I can't say you're wrong. No. What? And do you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the side of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had hope of passing anyways. We'll just turn into gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. Mr. Natsumi does not look like a jumping man, Van Zykes. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can tell. I have a little doubt, however, that he could sprint over a 2-yard trench and is meandering around town. Ah! Is that true, is it? Holy shit. Oh my god, hold on. Incontrollable dude, no way. Incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. The incontrovertible truth is that the book just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. Yeah, that's what I was asking. There could be no doubt that on his way back to his lodging, Mr. Natsumi walked down Briar Road. Ah, crushed in a single sentence. And old man. Oh, cold man, you can talk. You say that at around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Ray, was there a suspicious-looking Nepalese man behind you at this time? Oh, I can't say I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was his old man the accused saw? I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Ah! Order! Lord Van Zykes, explain yourself. My lord, you had such a treacherous argument up your sleeve. Why in the world did you not proffer during the summation examination? Oomph. I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. When it seemed for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. By my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Oh no, it's getting real. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What? What are you talking about? My lord, bring out the next witness. Prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring in the fourth witness. Bring forth the witnesses. It's next witnesses. Naruhodo, do you... Oh my god. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Well, I always forget. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. Right, that's likely to be the prosecution's next witnesses. Alright, no matter where Van Zykes brings up the stand as his witnesses, no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. Oh my god, is this a to be continued? That was definitely a to be continued fade out right there.